Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Joel with Center Media. You're tuned in to our regular, I don't know, what do you call this these days? Live cast, webinar, not really a podcast. I guess I can take these and turn into a podcast. Anyways, we're here with you live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe X. I can't really tell from here, across the board to share with you what we are building and what we are seeing from the front lines here at Center Media. Today, let's see what's on the agenda today. So if we head over to, let me share my screen here. Actually, let me do one more thing really quick while we're doing this. I'm just trying to send a quick reminder to folks on Luma, to folks to join on Luma. Let's see if this works. I'm actually doing this via Center, so let me show you this. It's actually kind of cool. I guess it's a use case. Yeah, so check this out. So we actually have Luma connected into Center now. So I can actually build marketing, not marketing, but I can build growth campaigns and then drive to a Luma event directly, which is pretty sick. So you can see that here. I'm gonna close this up. By the way, you notice this pin. So I actually started having this default to stay open so people can really see this sidebar. But if you want more room, you can just get rid of it by closing it that way. Also, if you want to have more room just with your agent, you can actually not be distracted. You can close it that way. You can also resize it, which is really quite nice. Yeah, let's send a quick email from Loops. I don't know, but which event are you? Yeah, for the event today. Oh, let's let in our producer. I think she's in. Let in. There you go. She's in now. For the event today via Luma, can we send? I have just no idea how Luma works. Sorry, guys. Maybe you guys can tell me at the end of this. Via Luma as a reminder. I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, so yeah, we got Luma connected because then you can create campaigns to drive people to your Luma events. So you can do that now in Center Media. I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, let's flip over here. I got a lot to share with you all. So if you're brand new to Center Media and you're wondering what is all of this, well, these are AI agents that can act as operators to run all of your paid media and now growth campaigns. So what you're looking at here is the Center Campaign IDE. If we go home here, this is actually the home screen where you can see we have kind of a lovable style interface, so you can literally ask it to do anything. But the first thing you're going to want to do when you get started is come over here to where it says connections, right? So if I just pin this open, you click on connections, and you're just going to want to connect to your accounts here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this a little better. So you can connect right here to any of these major ad platforms. I'm pretty certain we're the only ones that have this breadth and depth of ad coverage. A lot of people are just read only, quite frankly. So keep an eye out for that. Like when you're signing up for and paying people, because a lot of our competitors force you to pay like $5,000 to get started, or a few $100s to get started. We don't force you. You can run a trial. You can even use it for free. We'll allow you to run one campaign on Google or Meta. That's part of the free offering. Excuse me. And so just keep an eye out that. So don't get tricked by some of these folks out there that are just trying to take your money. It's kind of messed up. Anyways, so yeah, you just want to go in here, and it's really easy. Just connect via OAuth. Just click connect right here, and away you go. And then the other thing that you want to do is ensure that you have conversion tracking. Now, you may already have this set up on your side, but basically, interesting. But basically, you can add a site here and then basically, import your pixels. And then what it'll do is you can see these are our pixels here. And then what you can do is basically send this and install it directly on your site, or use Google Tag Manager. The other nice thing, or add these kind of events, so add your events, and then you can actually send this as what's called a CAPI fan out. So then this will actually send that signal using the conversion APIs for these platforms out to your ad platform. So this is a really nice way to manage your CDP style, so you don't need like a segment or something, no offense, but it's expensive, right? So, you don't need that. So you can just use us and do everything that you need to execute campaigns. There's a lot of, what's the word? there's a lot of like we can trim the fat, right? Like I'm focused on, execution here. We don't need to build a whole massive thing. You can just use Center to run your campaign. So that's pretty great. So that part's pretty nice. And then what's cool about this is if you do install the Center API, or rather the Center pixel, so to speak, then when you create landing pages over here, you can basically just automatically have that built in. So like if you have like an agency landing page like we do here, really beautiful landing page. All these CTAs are already built in, right? Which is really quite nice. I actually need to update this. That's wrong. So actually, let's do that now. So let's grab this here, and then let's go over there. We're going to grab a new campaign. Let's see if we can do this live. It's always, demoing live is always dangerous, but why not? I live on the edge. We need to fix the top left. Let's call this the word mark on this landing page to conform conform. How do you spell conform? Conform to our brand identity. There. So we're going to give it the landing page. So check this out. So then it's going to go here. I'm going to unpin this again. Let's get this a little bit bigger. Yeah, I didn't do the whole like PowerPoint thing. I'm just going to jump into it, guys. I think you by now, if you don't know about Center, go ask ChatGPT, go ask Claude what we are, and it'll tell you. I don't think I need to spend a whole lot of time on that anymore. So what it's going to do is it's going to pull up, the website. So it actually found the right, you can always check it's math, right? Check your, what's that? What do they say? Trust but verify. Yeah, trust but verify, right? So you can like look at this. Okay, it's going to pull up some skills. I don't know why it pulled up that skill. That's interesting. But anyways, read the page. So it's reading it. Great. And then it's kind of pulling up another one. Okay, now it's looking at this. What's good hygiene? It's just really interesting, kind of the skills that it decides. There it goes. Now it found brand voice. And then finally got it. So there you go. So this is the landing page there. So you can see that that's loaded up. So that's quite nice. So you can like preview this right here. And so then it's going to go ahead and let's see. Let me close this out. Sorry, I opened up too many things. There you go. So now it's saying, all right, it's pulled it up. It's read page tool. Okay, that's an issue. We'll fix that. But it's saying the word mark should read Center. Yeah, no tag like baked in, no MJS. Yep, that's correct. That's our brand language. So please update the landing page so that the Center.ai is replaced with our Center word mark or logo. Let's see if that works. Then you can just go ahead and start editing landing pages, which is pretty great. We're actually building this out so it'll do better at following your brand. I actually kind of put this in there to show kind of how this works. I see we have 3 people joining. Hey, welcome, 3 people. I know that's not a lot, but hey, we're getting started. So feel free to join us. For every week. And if you have questions, sorry, I meant to say if you have questions, feel free to ask some questions here in the chat. I'm just trying to look at where that is. Yuki, let me know if people have any questions, if you don't mind. And then I'll get to those questions. So there you go. So it's looking at this. There you go. Okay, it's so there you go. And yeah, there it is. So then basically, let's see. So 2 path forwards, retie shortly. Shoot. Well, this is how it goes sometimes. I got to fix this, but it is visible. I got to fix these 2 things. So at least I know what's having issues. Anyways, eventually you'll be able to fix this. I'll fix it later today. So apologies for that. But the other thing you'll notice that's new is we actually have multiple agents now. So you can actually go. So actually, this is a good example. So if you have an issue like this, right, which we're startups, so there'll be things. You can actually pop over here, write a conversation, and say, it looks like there is an issue with the landing, page editor. Can you please fix this, right? So we have a forward deployed engineer that's working in the background. It'll come back in a moment, so let's minimize that. While that's doing that, let's go to another use case. So the other thing I think that's pretty amazing that we built this week is actually the multi-agent capability. And so this is a unique feature of Center where actually if you press @ you can see different agents, right? And so one of the agents I'm going to show you that we built over the last couple of months. Took us a while to build this, and it's probably the biggest unlock for anyone who's been in paid media for a while, you know that audiences are really the unlock for running great campaigns. Like if you're using, you know, the native, if you're using the native kind of like audience tools on a lot of these platforms, they're not very good. In fact, I can show you here. Let me show you an example. So we're going to go into LinkedIn real quick, linkedin.com. Let's go over to my ad platforms. I know this is getting a little bit behind the scenes. We can go over here. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't be doing this so live, but that's fine. You come in here, you can look at center here, and then we can choose, let's see, measurement. Is it insights? Let's see. So this is going pretty well. We're seeing some good clicks. Trying to see where our awareness, pretty good. Let's see if we can find, so we do some nice posting. Let's look at this one, for example. Like I choose an audience, right? So this one got poor budget health, whatever. I don't know, like that's not super useful. But yeah, we just launched this. This is a little boost. So it's a good example. But like I targeted like just marketing people. Like I know that for a fact. But guess who came in? Like, yes, still we got marketing, but then you get like operations, art and design, education. No offense to anyone in those professions. It's just I don't really think you'd be the right, you know, audience for center. So there's leakage, right? Sales, operations, like this is not what you want. And that's why, you know, you can use audiences. So we can say, you know, generate, you know, create an audience for people who are right now researching, you know, autonomous agents to run their paid media. And so what Center can do now is it has signals and it has an audience, right? And so it's the same back end, frankly, that Clay and ZoomInfo use. So it's kind of quite great that it works that way. Check this out. So notice at the top, it added a new agent called the Prospector, right? So this is a new agent that kicks off and runs in parallel to the main agent, which is really quite cool. And so now it's going to run here. It's going to go and look for, you know, organizations by keyword, or it's going to look for signals. In any case, it's looking through these like signal clusters that we created. We have quite a lot. You know, we're going to aim, it says it's aiming for a few 100,000. Sorry, to 500,000 to 1.5 million people. That's a good size for LinkedIn, for example. It can look at, you know, AI marketing, agency trading, like, so it's looking at all these kind of keywords to see, it can find audiences, which is really great. So there you go. It's finding, you know, and this is what's nice about Center. So, you know, you have it in the agent, right? And so if you're using Claude Code and whatnot, what you would do now is you'd probably like, hey, create a markdown file maybe, and like, or publish this in Notion or whatever. But now you're kind of creating like this disparate, disconnected, you know, environment. I get it. It's free, but we're also not very expensive. So with Center, you can actually come over here and you can actually do things like this. So now you actually have this saved. And then I can actually share this with, you know, people in my organization. I can copy the link. I can create a access code. I can say, you know, expire this in an hour. It even has version control. So as I'm versioning this, I can also add my teammates, right, into this, as well as viewer only, editor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it works really great. So then I can get other people to look at this, because if I'm in Claude Code or if I'm doing this myself, like I said, like you can use other tools to collaborate, but it takes you out of the flow, right? And flow matters. So there you go. So now you have a nice recommendation for this. This is really quite nice. And then we can say, you know, for example, maybe I don't want, I don't know, whatever this is, agency trading desk. So I can actually now say, I don't know what this is, and we should probably, you know, avoid this group. I'm just making this up. Maybe I shouldn't. But what's cool is now you can tag Center, right? So tag Center, and Center will actually now get tagged, right? So as your coworker, and he or she, it will basically go through and actually look at this and comment back, and you maybe tell you why it thinks this is a good idea or not a good idea. So now you have a colleague you can work with here. So you can kind of go through that. So that's pretty cool. And so let's say this is the audience. Okay, this audience looks good. See, it's a little verbose. I gotta like rein it in, but that's all right. So this looks good. Let's go ahead and create an audience for LinkedIn to use when we boost our posts from now on. So let's see how this works. So like, because I'm connected to LinkedIn here, you can see that here. We also now connect to MCPs. I don't know if you can see that on the bottom. So you can actually send this to Notion if you want. You can do both. Like they're not mutually exclusive. We also have our skills. Like I said, we broke 100 of our own skills. The extra 44 I get from skills.sh because that's where skills are vetted. Don't pull skills from people on the internet. Like be careful. Like it's a known fact that people are loading malware into skills and other artifacts. So make sure you get your artifacts from a trusted source like skills.sh. Anyway, so then it's going to basically go ahead and create that audience. And you can see that I can not only use that audience now for LinkedIn, I can use it for any ad platform, right? Any single ad platform that I have connected, and I have a bunch. And like I said, we now support StackAdapt MCP as well as StackAdapt. So if you're using StackAdapt now, you can use this for your campaigns. I can show you what that looks like on a separate piece there if you want. And so yeah, it's kind of continuing to build that cluster out. That's great. We also, you can send this to Notion, so you can do that as well. So that's kind of how this kind of looks like, which is really quite cool. So that's the kind of like most exciting, I would say, feature that we've seen. I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment because I want to open up my Slack, but I don't want to show you something confidential. So 1 second. Oops, that's not what I meant to do.